This is the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour.
Supported by Albertsons.
And brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. Tastes like Miller time. Tom Thumb and Albertsons, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys. Luke Casey, the official bootmaker of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. Alltech Lansing. Just listen with Alltech Lansing, perfecting sound since 1927. And by Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's Victory Monday!
Now, your hosts, Nicole Hutchison and Brad Sham.
Welcome, everybody. It is Victory Monday. Oh, they're stoked.
I love the energy.
Properly stoked. Thank you for joining us. And look who's here, Cowboys center Brock Hoffman. How about that? How about that? It is Victory Monday, and we are here at our regular Monday night post, except for when we're not, which will happen a couple of times. We're getting closer to that, but let's not cloud our minds because it's Victory Monday, for crying out loud.
Let's go.
And we're delighted to see all of you here at Sidecar Social in the Star District in Frisco. There's 2 football games and a baseball game tonight, and I counted, there's actually 83 television screens right around us right now. So you can, Brock just nodded like, oh, really? It doesn't look like that many, but yeah, it's great. The food's great. The beverages are flowing, and come on out and enjoy yourself at Sidecar Social. And those of you joining us on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network, thank you very much, as always, wherever you are. And those of you who are streaming whenever or wherever on DallasCowboys.com, hi, how y'all is? Nice to see you. Thanks for being with us. It's Victory Monday.
We love it.
It's Victory Monday. And when we sat down, Brock said, yeah, we needed that. Why did you need that?
It just felt like it's been a while since we had a nice, kind of blowout victory like that. Obviously the Jets, I felt like we handled pretty well, but yesterday it felt like it was kind of a complete game. I still feel like there was more out there for us, especially offensively, which is kind of crazy to say when you score 40 points, but I think that's we played really good complementary football.
You were telling us as well before the show is that you guys hadn't had a game like that in a while.
Yeah.
What game could you compare that to in terms of what kind of win that was for you all?
I mean, you can really pick any of those 2023 year, those wins. Honestly, seeing Bland score the pick 6 made me think of that Thanksgiving game versus Washington 2 years ago. So that was really cool to see him, get back in the end zone.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do better offensively?
Really just clean up the penalties. Really, I think if we cleaned up the penalties, we probably scored 2 more touchdowns right there. We hang at least 50 on them.
Did you expect, coming into the season, did you expect this offense to be as good as it is right now so early in the season?
I don't know if I necessarily expected it. I always knew that we had, really good players on offense. Obviously, when you have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, and then, Ferg's obviously having a really good year, and then you had Turp and Flo and all those guys. There's really just weapons everywhere, and obviously in an NFL season it does take a little bit of time for an offense to kind of click and gel, but I felt like we really put the work in this offseason and in training camp, so it's really cool to see our hard work come to fruition.
Did you put it in differently? You have a different head coach, different coaching staff. Was there something different that you did in the offseason from the last few years?
I really feel like it was just more of the communication aspect, obviously with Dak and communicating to receivers and different things like that on how they they would throw routes all the time in the offseason, at whether it was different high schools or wherever they were meeting up to get together. But no, I just feel like it was really just more the attention to detail, the small things, right? The little things add up to the big things. So, yeah, it's been cool to see.
And talking about the addition of Javonte Williams, what has he been like for you guys?
Yeah, he's a workhorse, right? I mean, he's obviously a physical runner, and it's cool to have him with us this year. And I obviously see he had the injuries and whatnot happen in Denver, and just seeing him come back from that and being really successful for us is awesome.
Tyler Smith. Sorry, my bad. Oh, Tyler Smith told me that he ranks him as
We're not on a pitch count.
the
You
hardest-
just talk when you want to, you know.
the hardest runner that he's ever seen. Where would you rank Javonte amongst the runners that you've seen?
Yeah, I think he's up there. Obviously, I had a close connection with Rico last year, right? But yeah, Javonte runs really hard in between the tackles, so he's definitely up there.
Does it, when you have a guy who runs like that, if anybody has not seen any of his tape when he was in college at North Carolina.
Oh, he ran all over us when I was at Virginia Tech.
Did you play him?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would encourage you to do it because that's who the Cowboys were interested in, and they thought that he was back to that after the injuries. So what do you remember about him from college?
I remember it was the COVID year we played UNC, and he rushed for about 200 yards himself on us. Yeah, it was he was making dynamic plays all over the field for sure.
Now, you weren't on defense.
No,
so
I was not.
He
No,
was
I didn't
not
have to
running
deal
you
with
over.
that. Yeah, no.
But he would run guys over.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I
Talk
mean,
about-
sorry. I mean, you look at yesterday's game, like, it was the second play of the game. We ran outside zone, and, you know, the corner comes into the fit, and he just runs him over right away. Like, that, I feel like, really set the tone for us, run game-wise yesterday.
Here's the other thing, and I do have another follow-up to that, but the thing that I notice about him, I hear myself saying it all the time. He's so patient. He's clearly very smart, and he knows where the play is designed to take him. And sometimes the defensive linemen just don't want to cooperate.
Yeah.
And you have to adjust them a little bit, and the hole that was designed isn't there, and you have to make a different one. But can you just speak to his, what appears to me to be an incredible sense of patience, reading what you guys are doing, and just sensing where the soft spot is? I'll go now.
Yeah. No, I feel like really with any running back, how I kind of judge them is how well do they set up our blocks, right? Like bringing the defenders to us, whether we're in combination and different things like that. So when you talk about the patience, I look at that as, yes, he's very patient, but he also does a really good job of bringing the defenders to us and helping set up our blocks.
He was telling us when we had him on the show is that he still feels like there's so much more room to improve in terms of his vision, the way that he sees things. Do you feel like there's some truth to that at all? Or
I don't know. I think he's running pretty well, so whatever he's doing, he needs to keep doing it for sure.
There was a clear, I'm going to say almost throughout the team, dissatisfaction coming out of Carolina.
Yeah.
With the thing that we heard a lot of was not physical enough. And if the offense wasn't physical enough, you guys set the tone for that up front. What happened in that week? What was the difference between that game and the Jets game and yesterday? And how do you keep that? Whatever you had yesterday, how do you keep that?
Yeah, I just felt like with the Panthers game, there was a lot of inconsistency up front. Everybody kind of took their turns at it in the run game. But, when you look at the Jets week and the Commanders week, like I felt like we knew what was about to happen based off our prep throughout the week. So it's really just about focusing on, the details of the game plan. Because, each different week, like we'll put in a couple different run plays, right, that are specific for that defense. So it's just mastering those details and communicating and building confidence.
And when you're being appropriately physical as a group in the way you want to be, what's that feel like and what would we see?
You'll see the O-line take over the game, whether it's, like I said, the communication aspect, the physicality aspect, pushing the pile, really just breaking the defense down. Like I feel like yesterday we definitely had more on the bone out there, but you could definitely see the physicality and you could see us start to break them down. What
were some of those conversations like in those meeting rooms or maybe kind of one-on-one with the offensive line on terms of taking that step forward?
From the Panthers game this week, I think it's really just about staying the fight. Like obviously we faced adversity in the Panthers game, not really getting the run game going, and it's really just about, staying in it, right? Like no matter what, whether adversity strikes or not, like we just always got to play to our standard.
I mean, it's going to strike.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
always no matter what game it is, it's
right,
always there.
At some point. Okay, so I have a two-part question. How both easy and enjoyable has it been for you to kind of settle into a groove, playing several weeks and kind of settling in with everybody? And will there have to be a cage match with Cooper Beebe before you give him the job?
I don't know if there'll be a cage match. That's not my decision to make. But I'm just focused on doing what I got to do to help this team win. Yeah, it's definitely been fun playing with those guys up front, though.
Okay. I didn't know if you had something. I'm sorry. Cooper Beebe, just talk about the way that you've kind of mentored him a little bit. Obviously, he's out with injuries, but what's that relationship been like, even though you guys are competing for the same spot?
Yeah, no, I mean, we've always been in competition ever since he got here, but we do have that friendship, and we lean on each other a lot, right? And when he first got here, he was obviously learning how to play center. I'd played center in the past, so it's just really talking about different things, different techniques, and how we see the game, protection-wise, and different things like that. So, yeah, no, he's doing good. I think he's going to be ready to roll soon.
So 2 or 3 weeks ago, when there were 4 O-linemen who were out, and there were others. Cornerbacks were out, the receivers were out, and Brian Schottenheimer said at a press conference that he considered, in answer to a question, he was old school, and he did not believe that a starter could lose his job to an injury. And when he comes back, he better be playing well because we've got good people behind him. When you are the backup who has come in and played well, how does that philosophy sit for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really look too far ahead into different things. I really just, take it week by week, kind of how I've always done my whole career, being an undrafted guy and, working my way to starting games in this league. You really just take each opportunity for what it is, and you go out there and just put your best foot forward and try to put the best film that you can out there.
Well, go ahead.
Shotty's been pretty much preaching this compete every day mantra since he got hired as head coach. Do you feel like he's continued to live up to that mantra every week?
Yeah, no, I was telling somebody the other day that I feel like Shotty is kind of the same person every day. He always brings that energy, and he always talks about competing, and, we always have, competition Wednesday and different things like that.
Oh, what's that involve?
Well, you know how we do the pre-practice bag stuff, so the offense and defense will separate. So that's a competition. We have a basketball shoot-off in the team meeting to start off. That's a competition.
Do you ever win?
No, not me. I haven't shot a basketball in a while, so I'm a little rusty. But and then we'll do a red zone period, good versus good. So that's kind of the point system, and they get graded off that, and then we'll come in Thursday morning and say who won competition Wednesday.
And so then what happens? A pizza party? Or?
No, not that. It's more bragging rights, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pizza parties.
But you never know. Cowboys center Brock Hoffman is our guest. We are delighted to have all of you with us on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour at Sidecar Social. We're in the Star District in Frisco, and we'll be right back with Brock Hoffman.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
Welcome back. It's the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons. You heard him say that, and I just thought I would underscore that and repeat it again. Brad Sham, Nicole Hutchinson, and our very special guest, Cowboys center Brock Hoffman. And celebrating Victory Monday because the offensive line just dominated the game yesterday against the hated Washington Commanders. It's funny that I'm sure you did too. Guys like Biotish, you know, I got a chance to see him before the game, and Dorrance Armstrong, and it's still funny to see some of those guys in different colored
It's weird.
uniforms,
Yeah,
isn't
it is a little weird.
Especially with those guys. You and Biotish kind of came up together.
Yeah, no, we're still tight for sure. Still close friends.
How often do y'all talk?
Probably twice a week, honestly.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So, does he still give you kind of advice? I remember you telling us that he was a guy that you kind of leaned on, and he was a mentor for you. What are those conversations like?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the last couple weeks, it's really been about, like, if we're playing somebody that, he went against, like, I called him before the Green Bay game, just any advice, different things like that. So just kind of giving each other pointers and, leaning on each other throughout the season.
What's the biggest piece of advice that he has given you?
To take care of your body. Being a young guy, when I first got here, he's kind of like a pro's pro in terms of taking care of your body and so you can stay on the field. So I would definitely say that.
Okay, so speaking of that, I for a man my age, I spend entirely too much time on Instagram. And I think it was that. Why
I'm sorry.
Why are you giggling?
I just wasn't expecting you to say that.
Well, I have Instagram. I scroll from time to time. I think
scrolling.
a little bit. I think it was on Instagram where I saw some stuff about you. This is what I ate when I was a senior, when I was a college offensive lineman. These were my. Have I got it right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then,
yeah.
and so, do you have someone who does your social media, or do you?
No,
do it?
I do it. Yeah. No, I definitely posted like a little throwback video.
Okay, so there was. So this is what I want you to tell the people, because you brought up the subject of taking care of your body, which usually, for professional football players, means changing eating habits frequently. So just tell them what would be. Let me go back to your senior year at Virginia Tech, if you want, or you can go earlier than that, maybe when you were a Chanticleer before you were a Hokie. What might you eat on a Wednesday for dinner, and then how has that changed? What's your diet look like now?
A Wednesday night in Blacksburg, Virginia, I'm probably eating Panda Express.
What's your order?
The orange chicken with the coconut shrimp and the double fried rice. Yeah. Probably not the most healthiest thing in the world.
It's all right. No one's judging.
Nowadays, on a Wednesday, I'm eating like ground bison and rice.
And if I recall this post, you took your followers through a whole day.
Yeah.
And there was like, so what was like when you were in school? What were you eating for breakfast and then for lunch before you went to? And Panda Express then's after football practice.
Yeah. Knowing. Oh, I'm not like proud, I guess, to say of how much bad food I was eating.
It's not who you are. It just was part of your past.
I was eating a lot of like hash browns, eggs, but a lot of like fried stuff in college.
Growing boy.
Kind of just eating whatever I could get my hands on. Yeah, Panda, Chipotle. Yeah, it was just not a lot of great food.
And lunch, what would lunch be?
McDonald's sometimes,
Not the Mickey D's.
Yeah, a couple McDoubles.
Oh.
20-count nugget.
It's okay, you've changed now.
Yeah, I've changed.
That's all that matters.
I've changed.
Have you had his game day meal?
I have not. The bison, you mean?
Yeah.
No.
Go ahead and tell the people what your game
who makes
day meal
that for
is
you?
like.
Well.
You do it yourself?
Yeah, I do it myself if we're at home. If we're on the road, they have all the ingredients there actually at the hotel. So, white rice, eggs, ground bison, cheese, and Greek yogurt.
Yeah, I've tried it.
All
with
mixed
them.
up.
Wasn't bad.
No, it sounds great, and
Yeah.
it's a little different from Panda Express and two double cheeseburgers and a 20-piece nugget from
maybe more than two, maybe about
four.
Yeah.
Four. Okay. So was it after you got to the NFL that a light bulb went off that you said, I don't know if this is sustainable?
Yeah, for sure. When you see the difference in athletes from the ACC to the NFL, it's a little bit different. Yeah, so you got to find any little edge on your opponents.
What ultimately clicked for you?
Just realizing that like it's obviously still a game that you play and love, right? Like it's a kid's game, but it's also your livelihood.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and now the stakes are a little different.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Because you're now a married person.
Yep.
And Brock and I were talking about this before we went on the air because it's really of great interest to me. NFL players are vested in the pension system, and that's a limiting term. And it used to be 4 service years, but now it's 3.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have. That doesn't mean you're on the active roster for the whole year. It means 3 games. Did you say?
3 games. Yeah, you just need 3.
So what does that get you when you're vested? Because you were saying that when someone first told you, "Oh, cool, you're vested," former teammate Aviante Collins called you, said, "Oh, cool, you're vested," and you said, "Yeah, I guess. Okay, what's that mean?" But what does that mean?
Yeah, no, I mean it's huge. Obviously, you get the pension, right? You the health benefits, right, when you retire. A bunch of different other like funds in there that I'm not necessarily sure yet. But I guess they're there for when you retire. But I'm hoping that's a long way down the road.
Sure,
for me. Yeah.
but you got a business manager, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their job.
That's their job. Yeah.
It's their job to tell you what you got. How do you like being a married person?
I love it. Yeah, it's definitely been a cool journey. Just
Boy, if that had been a different answer, then we would have been a very serious problem. It's really not everything I thought it would be. I didn't know what to expect.
No, it's been cool. I mean, I've been with Abby for almost 6 years now, so we've been together a while, and we had a really special day out in Colorado, which is cool because we're playing the Broncos this week. Got married out there, and it's been awesome.
What's been the biggest adjustment in getting married, the married life?
Well, right now it's a little bit tougher just because she's in PA school down in Fort
awesome.
Worth, so we kind of have different schedules. So we try to make our Friday date night to spend that quality time with each other.
That's nice. That's nice.
She didn't. We'll let you know when it's your turn to talk. Okay, thanks very much. She didn't eat those meals with you in Blacksburg.
No. So
did you know her there?
No. So I met her at Coastal, and then we started dating after I transferred. So we did long distance for a while.
Ooh.
Yeah.
For how long?
4 years.
So you understand this different schedules, Fort Worth, and it's nothing.
Yeah, but when you live with each other for 2 years, then you get that separation anxiety.
That's good. That's good. And if she's listening, then that just scored some points. You have separation anxiety when you're not with her. Okay, this is changing the subject completely. Brock said, "Thank you very much." The face black you wear during a game, that's war paint.
The
is
war
what
paint,
it looks
yeah.
like. Yeah. So where did that come from? I mean, because the pictures that I see, and it's hard to see you live through your helmet, but I mean, you got most of your face between eye and beard line blacked out.
Yeah, I got the
right?
cheeks covered and just a little strip over the nose.
Okay, so what does that do for you?
It started in college. In my first 2 years, I didn't do it. And then my 3rd year in school, I started doing it.
Now, after you transferred to Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And for me, it's just like a personality switch, honestly. Like when you say war paint, like I genuinely feel like it's war paint. Like I feel like outside of football, I'm really calm and chill and I'm the complete opposite on the field. You know what I mean? So really that's like the last thing I do before I go out onto the field for warm-ups. So that's kind of like my ritual, like, all right, it's time to turn it on now.
What is that what do you put on there?
I have no idea what it is, honestly. I mean,
Just put it on?
Yeah, like growing up, it's always been like, you see like bakers wearing it right now, like keeps the sun out of your eyes, but they're playing indoors, so it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, is it like
It's like a little stick, right?
canister of shoe polish?
No. It's like a little stick, and you just like a crayon, you know what I mean? You just
Just draw
gotta
it
put it on, yeah.
So what is the thought when you? I would like you to take us from the time you take out the little stick out of your dop kit or wherever you have it. how is your thought process starting to change as you open that thing and as you're starting to apply it, and then you get one side and then the other? Is that how you do it?
Yes, I do a strip across the nose, and then I just fill it in from there.
So what's the thought process as all of that is happening?
Before that, I'm really like listening to music, vibing, and
Like yacht rock?
nah, I'm listening to some rap
I knew
music.
that was. I knew it wasn't yacht rock.
And then kind of going over like the opening plays of the game, and then honestly, when I put the eye black on, like I'm just thinking about putting dudes in the ground. Like that's really the only thing that like kind of goes through my mind is like visualizing like pancaking dudes.
You said you have a personality switch. Do you have a name for that personality
No, I don't have
switch?
a name for it. I think people just know like it's football Brock, you
Yeah.
know. Football Brock's a little bit different than normal Brock.
good to have that
do you
balance.
wear that at practice?
No.
Okay.
No, it's more of a game day thing.
Because I mean, I don't remember which game it was, but it was this year, and you were starting, and there was just a play where you locked on a guy, and the play went behind, but you got on that guy and you drove him into the sideline. And
Green Bay.
Was it Green Bay?
Yeah.
So you remember the play, don't you?
Yeah.
You took that guy like into the bench area, which I don't know which team's bench it was. I don't think it mattered to you.
No, it was our bench, but yeah, it didn't matter to me.
And so
I could have been surrounded by Packers. It didn't matter.
Oh, you'd
at
have liked
point.
that.
I like my odds. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have liked that. So that is football, Brock.
Yeah.
You just lock on, and we're going. You've pancaked the guy yesterday.
A couple times.
What's been your favorite pancake?
Honestly, yesterday's block, we ran power first drive of the game where Javonte scored. I had a back block versus Kinlaw, and I put him down. That was electric for me.
Favorite one of your career?
Oh no,
Oh.
probably this year. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite one in your career?
I don't know. Honestly, no. They kind of all.
This is so
They're
funny.
all close. They're all close
all
to
a
my
blur.
heart. Honestly.
This is so funny because I asked Dak today, the pass to Pickens just before the half that set up the.
Yeah.
I said, if 10 years from now when I come to your retirement ceremony and I ask you to recall your favorite throws in your life, where will that be? And he said, I don't know, because I got those 10 years to go yet, but he said probably top 5. So in your case, you're going to remember, I remember the time I put that guy in the ground.
For sure.
How long's your list?
Of plays?
Yeah, plays that you say, yeah, this is football, Brock. When you have kids, come here, kids. Let me show you these. Let me show you what Daddy was when he was
There's
football.
probably about 10 of them, I'd say. Yeah, a good 10 plays.
Are they all in the NFL?
9 of them. I'd say 9 of them.
Where's that one?
Virginia Tech. We ran a screen. I ran like 30 yards downfield and smoked the corner, like just laid out.
Poor little corner.
Yeah.
Poor little corner. He had no
I
choice.
had like straight ahead, full head of steam. Ball carrier was right behind me, like he couldn't go nowhere.
So this is a civilian Brock who is with us. And we just like to try to bring out a little bit of the football, Brock, so you know what you're seeing, because you are a stitch to watch play. I wish I could not have to watch the ball sometimes. Isn't it right? Don't you just love watching him play? The passion and the enjoyment, and it all comes from the little tube of eye black. The football, Brock. I could see when they do the movie of your life, there will be a scene where nice, calm yacht rock Brock becomes a screaming metal guy by putting on all the eye black, and here's football Brock. And we're coming back with football Brock Hoffman when we return to the Sidecar Social at the Star District in Frisco under the auspices of
Albertsons. When it comes time to shop for tailgate favorites, go to Tom Thumb and Albertsons. Get 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Tom Thumb and Albertsons, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
We'll be back with Brock Hoffman on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
Welcome back. Thanks for being with us on the Cowboys Hour tonight from Sidecar Social in the Star District in Frisco. Brad Sham and Nicole Hutchinson and Cowboys center Brock Hoffman are a very special guest. Did you see all the alumni players who were on the field?
Yeah, I
last
saw some
night?
of them. They were in the jerseys. and
Yeah, there
everything,
were
right?
like 35 or 40 former players. Ostensibly, they were recognizing the 50th anniversary of the Hail Mary pass from Staubach to Drew Pearson.
That's crazy.
But they had, I mean, they were from everywhere from one of my favorites and a very dear friend, John Fitzgerald, who was the center in the 60s. He was one of Staubach's centers toward the end of Rogers' career, all the way up through Emmett Smith and Darren Woodson. It was just so great to see all of them there, and that makes me think about younger guys like you, no particular tie to the franchise before you came to it. What stirs in you when you see guys like that?
I think you just see like the legacy and like the history of like what it means to actually be a Dallas Cowboy. You know, like growing up in North Carolina, like my family and any of my friends, like they weren't necessarily
Washington fans probably, right?
Washington or Panthers fans, right? Like obviously America's team, there's fans everywhere, but not really anybody that I knew like growing up. So I didn't really have like a tie, like you said, until I got here. But when you see guys like that and you hear the stories, because they spent some time with us in OTAs too, like you really just have like a deeper appreciation for really what it means to be a Dallas Cowboy.
Is there an offensive lineman, former offensive lineman, that has kind of reached back out to you, or you built that relationship with, that you kind of work with often?
I wouldn't say necessarily any of the older guys. Obviously, like Zach and Tyron, those former teammates that I'm still close with and talk to.
How often do you work with Zach and Tyron?
Whenever I can.
Yeah.
You know, they're off, you know, enjoying retirement.
Yeah.
But
They got stuff to
They
do.
got-
yeah. They're being a dad, enjoying that civilian life, I guess you would say. So, yeah. But no, I try to talk to them as much as I can.
Now, I don't remember from, you were kind enough to spend this time with us a year ago. We don't ever presume people heard or saw that, so for some people they haven't heard your story. Were you a pro football fan as a kid? Not really.
Not really, no. Like where I'm from, you're big into college football, you know.
Were there any offense? Was it clear from the time you started playing you're going to be an offensive lineman?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, in elementary school, you had to like be under a certain weight to carry the ball, and I was never under that. So I knew for a fact I was for sure going to be an O lineman.
So why football?
It's really all I know. Like my dad was a college football coach growing up, so it's a football family in that regard, and you know he coached me in elementary school. So yeah, it's really all I know.
As you went through Virginia Tech, and it became either apparent or it occurred to you that okay, I might be able to do this pro football thing. Were there any interior offensive? I know you played a little tackle, but especially interior offensive lineman. You said that's that guy. I'd like to be like that guy.
Yeah, Ryan Jensen, who was the center for the Bucks for a while. Kind of liked him because obviously his like play style. He was a physical and nasty guy, but he also kind of an underdog, D2 player, drafted late, worked himself into being a really good center in the NFL.
That's something like similar to your story as well. Undrafted free agent in 2022 and kind of having to fight for opportunities. How have you kind of embraced that underdog mentality?
Yeah, I love it. I feel like it's really kind of all I know as well too. Like being in high school, I was kind of under recruited. Obviously, I wanted to go play like, you know, Power 5 Division I football. I ended up going to Coastal, got the opportunity to transfer to Virginia Tech, and then yeah, no, just always having that chip on my shoulder, being undrafted, knowing that nothing's gonna be handed to me. You know, I got to go out and earn it every day. So yeah, it's just kind of been my mantra, kind of growing up the whole time.
Did you think that chip fuels football, Brock? When did you meet football, Brock?
17 years old, early enrolled at Coastal Carolina. back when you could do board drills in practice, one-on-one board drills. Yeah, that's when it started.
So you like that. Describe to the people who haven't played the offensive line what a board drill is.
Yeah, you got an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman lined up. And you just go head-to-head. First one to, drive the other one back wins.
You just
Back.
smiled, didn't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
back.
Yeah.
Back or down on the ground.
Okay.
I love how he smiles when he says.
Oh, no,
stuff
he
like
I say,
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's banned in college now, but when I was in school, we used to basically, in spring ball, we would do kind of a tournament. So you would put out, your best 5-0 lineman, best 5D lineman, and kind of work your way in, and we would have the whole team surrounded us. So it was like a backyard brawl for sure.
It sounds like a medieval jousting
Yeah,
event.
yeah. It was awesome. I loved it.
How many times do you find defensive linemen saying I do not want to go up against this man, Brock Hoffman?
Yeah, I feel like they're more annoyed from hearing me talk the whole game than anything. So, I don't know. I feel like you can definitely tell. I played Washington a lot, so that's the team I kind of reference. Yesterday was my 4th time playing them, so you can kind of see it on their faces. They're like, okay, here we go.
Here, this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought up the talking. When did you just always do that? Did you start doing that when you started playing football?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of did. It really took over, I would say, my sophomore year at Coastal. I don't know why, but it just did. It
All right,
just kind
so-
of happened, and it kind of grew as I went to Virginia Tech.
All right, now again, we're going to address this to the people in the audience who have heard about trash talking, but they've never been down in the football trenches. They don't really understand it. Obviously, some of the language you can't use on this show, but how does it begin? Do you come out, do you start thinking about that when you're putting on your uniform and I'm going to get in this guy's head, or does it just kind of flow, or how does that work?
Each game's different. I feel like if I've played a guy before, or if I haven't played a guy before, it kind of just flows, right? I kind of just get into the game, see if I can kind of mess with him, different blocks, and kind of see what makes him, I guess, get triggered, how I annoy him. But no, if I've played him before, I already kind of know how it's going to go, right? So I just think about it, know what's worked in the past, and just go from there.
If you've played him before, then he knows what's coming.
Yeah.
Does it ever occur that something along these lines happens, maybe the first or second play? All right, I don't want to hear your noise today. You ever get any of that?
Nah.
Because they know it's coming.
No, they know it's coming. I mean, yesterday, some of the guys that have tried to talk, sorry, that was a tongue twister, tried to talk trash back to me in the past, weren't saying a word yesterday. So
Really?
I already knew it was kind of knew what it was.
Well, you must take pride in that. That means that they,
I broke them.
well, you've at least got their attention.
Yeah, for sure.
It's psychology courses in your background?
None.
This so interesting that you are aware of looking for what will trigger a guy, which if you trigger him, that means he's not thinking about what he's doing.
That's really the goal. It's get you more worried about me than the ball carrier.
That's interesting. How do you toe that line of not doing too much to get obviously flagged by the refs, but still making sure you're staying in guys' heads?
Yeah, I feel like it was definitely a learning process for me. In college, I definitely got my fair share of personal fouls, a lot more than I have in the NFL. I'm pretty sure my freshman year in college, I got 7 that year.
Okay, well, you must have been a hell of a player if you were still playing after getting 7 personal fouls. Because a lot of coaches would say, okay,
Especially as a true freshman, yeah.
right, you come sit down over here and think
Yeah.
about what you've done, young man.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's definitely been a learning process, but I definitely learned my lesson, I feel like, in college.
I mean, how many of you haven't had that many in the NFL, have you?
Personal fouls?
Yeah.
Only one that I can remember, but it was offsetting. So
So it's like it never
that
happened.
doesn't happen. It doesn't count, yeah.
It's kind of like that George Pickens thing where he does just enough, but he draws PIs all the time. I think that's pretty cool.
This is very, very interesting. We're going to take our last break. We're going to be back with the Cowboys center, Brock Hoffman, and some of your questions. It's the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, and we are at Sidecar Social in the Star District in Frisco. We'll be right back.
I'll take Lansing.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
We're at Sidecar Social in the Star District in Frisco. Brad Sham and Nicole Hutchinson and our very special guest, Cowboys center, Brock Hoffman. I have one more impertinent question to ask you about trash talking and triggering. Any of that work with Abby?
No. I would never.
Did she do it back to you?
Oh, yeah. She's super competitive. She might be the most competitive person I know.
Did you play sports in college?
Yeah, she played softball. Yeah. But it doesn't matter what we're doing. If we're competing, like, she's going to win.
That's
She's going to find a way to win.
Before we get to our next question, I do want to make sure we shout out Lucchese first.
Thank you for
We are
reminding
brought
me.
to you by Lucchese. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys Collection by Lucchese. Shop the collection today at Lucchese's 6 DFW locations or online at lucchese.com. Lucchese, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
See, this is what
There we
Nicole
go.
has to put up with. I just literally finished saying to her during the break, have we done all those? She said, no, we got one more. I said, okay, good. Why don't you take it out of the break, then you can read that, and then you just carry on. And I completely blew that up. I just didn't even have a care for any of that. It shows you that I'm a little bit tired. Okay, let's take a question over here.
Good evening, Brock. My name's Rambo.
Rambo.
So yesterday when Jacob Martin yanked Dak's helmet, I was expecting fists to be flying, some physical altercation going on, some trash talking. How did you guys hold back on that?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I need to do a better job blocking in that situation. Second of all, once we saw the flag was thrown, we knew, obviously the penalty was on them. So, there was definitely some words said, but, yeah, we weren't going to do anything to offset that because we definitely needed some momentum.
Was that something that drove, I guess, more a physical turning point for the rest of the game, do you think?
No, I wouldn't say that was the turning point. I felt like we kind of came out with that mindset initially. Obviously, like we said before, there's adversity in every game, so it's just it was just about bouncing back from that.
I think one of the words that Coach Schottenheimer has used since the season started, maybe even going back to camp, more than any other is consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as a team, it's something clearly you haven't had,
Right.
and you're looking for it. And it's still there's still an evolution. Different staffs. Which reminds me, watch me interrupt myself this time. We've heard a lot about how the defensive players, who have been around a couple of years, they've got their third coordinator in 3 years, third different scheme. That's not easy. You're in your fourth year. How many offensive line coaches have you had?
4.
Four.
Please.
Three in Dallas, 1 in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay.
So please tell us about that. When the offensive line coach changes, the scheme might not change, but a lot of them believe in different techniques than the guy they followed, right?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like I've been pretty fortunate to have some really good offensive line coaches in my career that kind of all come from that same tree, but there are different things that certain coaches focus on, whether that's different techniques or kind of how they view different blocking schemes. So, yeah, there's definitely an adjustment piece to it, and really just kind of the familiarity with, the person, you know what I mean, outside of just the coach, right? So, but, yeah, I feel like it's been a pretty smooth transition with Coach Riley.
And Connor Riley's come from Kansas State. He's
Yeah.
clearly one of the top offensive line coaches in college football.
Yeah.
How's that gone? How is he different than the previous line coaches you've had here?
Yeah, I would just say, obviously I had a really close relationship with Solari. I thought he was a really good O-line coach, but I feel like, Coach Riley definitely hammers more of those fundamentals and techniques, different things, drill work-wise that we're really trying to really ingrain in us to where when we get on that field, it's just second nature.
I remember last year you mentioning how you had grown in terms of reading the defensive fronts a lot more. Where do you feel like your area of growth has taken that step forward under Connor Riley?
Honestly, I would just say the ability to kind of play free. When I get out there, I feel like we've drilled a lot of things, so I'm not really thinking about, I need to take this step or I need to take that. Obviously there's things that you got to clean up throughout the game, but just the ability to play free.
Okay, let's go down here.
Brad, Nicole, hey, It was fun spending Saturday with you.
Yes, sir.
But I want you guys to know he spent his Saturday afternoon signing autographs and taking pictures with underprivileged and handicapped kids out at the Toyota Music Factory. So thank you for doing that for those guys. That says a lot about
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Finally, I just want to ask you, when you looked at Cowboy Nation growing up, when you saw all of us, did you think it would be this big? And what was it like to put that star on in San Francisco for that first time?
Yeah, no, I did not think Cowboys Nation was this big or crazy, but it's obviously crazy in a good way. You know what I mean? Obviously, all the love and support, really across the whole country. But yeah, it was a very, very special moment. I remember talking about it with my family after I put my first uniform on as a Dallas Cowboy. Like, wow, like I really played for the Cowboys, you know. So it was a cool moment.
And what was it like for them? I mean, you had
No,
a Cleveland Browns uniform.
Yeah,
on.
no, I definitely think it was kind of surreal for my dad because he didn't grow up a Cowboys fan, but obviously he knew, you know, he was growing up during those prime years of the Cowboys. So it was really cool for him to see, you know, his son be a Dallas Cowboy.
Okay, I was having some fun with you before about having a cage match with Cooper Beebe, but they said today they're opening the 21-day window for him. Who else? Overshone,
Savone Revel as
and
well.
Revel, yeah, and Revel. So the expectation would be, if we hold Coach Schottenheimer at his word, that perhaps for the game coming out of the bye in Las Vegas, that Beebe would come back into the starting lineup. What'll that be like for you? I mean, you're
I guess
a human
we'll just
being.
kind of, yeah. I mean, I guess we'll just kind of deal with it when we get there. You know, like I said, I mean, I'm just.
Have you thought about it?
Not really, honestly. Like I've kind of just really taken it week by week. Like, and I'm not like fluffing that either. Like I'm dead serious when I
believe
say
you.
that. Like I really just take each week for what it is and kind of look at the opportunity and how can I maximize it.
I feel like that's kind of like the theme throughout the entire team, and it goes to show like you guys are, regardless of whatever happens, whoever's starting, you guys support each other still. So I do love that. I wanted to ask you one last question, and I actually lost it, and I hate that. Why did I do that?
Well, I'll
That's
ask him
crazy.
something, and it'll come back. Here, let me just tell you something from experience. That will happen again, and usually
That's
they will
crazy.
leave, they'll go out one direction, and they'll make a big circle,
I'll
and you
think
don't
about
know
it.
when, but it'll come back, and then just jump right in.
It's insane.
Okay, so, dude, what's up with the botched snaps? What's going on? That's 2 games in a row.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to take the responsibility for it, though, because I'm the one that is obviously snapping the ball.
Yeah,
so
but was it your fault or his fault?
I'm going to take the responsibility
I
for
heard what
it.
you said.
So, yeah, but no, it's on me. It's my job, so just got to be better.
I've got it. It
I
came
told
to
you.
me.
I told you he'd come back.
He talked about how you spent your Saturday. I wanted to know a little bit more about that, since not many people obviously know about, how much do you do in the community?
Yeah, no, I mean, are you saying
signing
specifically?
autographs,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, I mean, for me, it's all about giving back. I did a lot of that at Virginia Tech as well. Really, in terms of education, with growing up, my mom was a school teacher, so I've always thought, education is very important, especially in today's world and with the youth, and just knowing that you can really change your life and change, really kind of your whole family's life if you focus on, achieving your goals through education and doing whatever you need to do.
That's dope.
You told us a story, we got about a minute left. You told us a story last year, kind of got out in the media, that growing up when you were first starting to play, your mom was kind of on you, and we won't use the word that she said, but she suggested you were a little soft.
Yeah.
How old were you, 7th grade, something like that?
I think I was in 4th grade.
Fourth grade?
4th or 5th grade. yeah.
Okay, and has that ever come up again, or
Nah,
where
that
everyone's
was-
convinced now that you're not that guy?
Trust me, I made sure that was the last time my mom ever called me that.
How did you make sure?
I think just like my work ethic and just like knowing like I'm gonna play this game one way, and it's kind of how I've always done it.
So when they see football Brock, what do they say?
Dog, nasty, trash talker.
All right.
Do they like football, Brock?
My parents?
Yeah.
My mom doesn't like the trash talking. My dad does though.
There you go. All right. Hey, just a heck of a job you're doing. You know, you got an opportunity, and you are absolutely making the most of it. And it is a joy. I don't remember. I love offensive line play. I love watching O-linemen. I don't remember when I've watched a center who I wanted to watch after he snapped the ball as much as I like watching you. You're a delight, and I appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
There's Brock Hoffman, everybody. And Nicole and I will be right back here at Sidecar Social at the Star District in Frisco next week.
Miller Lite. This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?